come right back. Dr. Stuckelberger, thank you again. So let's pick up where you left off. I know you want to show, I'm going to call it slide number 2 for my producer, but you know what slide you're referring to because we're coordinated here. So take us to biology level, the title is.
Yeah. So
this is the one they wanted to block you from presenting. I just want the audience to know that. Okay. Go
yes,
ahead.
Actually in Crescendo, when I started with the timeline and I mentioned oxide graphene, Internet of Bodies things, they started to get nervous. Somebody told me afterwards. And then the 2 boxes with the genome editing, where I provoked them. I said, please do something about this genome editing. Something's wrong. And then when I came to that slide, I knew that they were going to do something, but I didn't know what. Because this slide is the challenge, and I really thought about it, how to present it in a diplomatic way.
Yes.
So that, and it is very diplomatic. I mention names, and I mention hypotheses, which we do in science. When you have scientists finding different results, you put them together and you discuss. That's normal in a very high expert group in the UN and EU. But here it was the kindergarten. So what happened is, so I present this slide because the first question, and that's with lawyers that I have worked with France, and I told them they wanted to seize vials and make an expertise with lawyers. So I said, well, the first thing you should do is seize them without telling them you're going to seize them. The second, you have to analyze in the vials, like a methodology, is this biological or not? So you take the compound, and this, who gave me the clue for this is Dr. Nagasi and Dr. Monteverde, and then others, who showed that if there is no nitrogen and no phosphor, it's not biological.
That's right.
It's so important. I mean, how can we go beside this? Because that's the transhumanist agenda.
We are connecting the dots with Dr. Astrid and Dr. Nagasi, who's, by the way, Dr. Astrid, who's been a guest on the show several times, and he has laid this out. So this is perfect timing and connecting with what you're saying.
Excellent. And so for me, it's the first fork. In when you have a decision tree. In science, I like to do that. So for analyzing the vials, you first think if it is biological or if it's not. So this is how the narrative is going. Some groups only talk of the biology, like if it is a normal, what is normal? An infectious disease with a biological virus, with a biological vial, which the mRNA and spike is in the vial, biological. And it is, if it is and if the first decision tree question is it's not biological, they're all wrong. So they could be right in the effect of the causality of synthetic material or something else. Okay. So it's like a crime scene. So when you take the phase B, the box B, it is not biological. Then you look at all the experts, what they found, and I can show you sheets of what they found. But what is clear that I always mention is, of course, Professor Compra, who the oxide graphene, full, like he said, 95%, which is a number I can't understand yet, but I have the report. Then I always mention Professor Arne Burkhardt, who was there, actually, in the Stockholm conference, because he made this in front of lawyers, and he found parasite, he found metal, chrome and nickel, and he found oxide graphene, and he even found what he called, maybe it is a RFID. And you see, parallel to that, a lot of people have found Bluetooth numbers. They made very systematic, and I'm even guiding them methodologically to show that it is not in the phone, this Bluetooth number, it is in the body, even with the embalmer, and even post-mortem in the cemetery, you can find a Bluetooth.
Agreed.
And this has been done by a Belgian, Philippe, who made this. He's a lawyer, and they went even to the cemetery. So if people understand that they have an ID in their body, I mean, there is a question also of ethics to ask themselves. So I keep on. In the vials, then you still have experts like Professor of Chemistry, Professor Compra, then Arne Burkhardt, pathologist, but then you have the whole group of people who are expert in nanoparticles, because how can someone who looked at biology know what is a nanoparticle? Even we have a hard time to understand ourselves. And then you have to look at, like we say in WHO, and I mention this all the time, it's not just about infectious disease. On a creamy sign, you also go and check that there is nothing chemical, and that there is nothing radionuclear, and that there is not something that we are not aware of, like radiation and microwave radiation, or
Yes.
even, what a French researcher, Professor Benavista Jacques, had found and proved that the HIV is an information. It is how to say, a biological information on a tech that makes a disease. It's so far as it's an electromagnetic biomarker that has a code. And I did that in a report for the judges in France. I found some of the codes, and I was like, oh my God. So this is also a level, this nanotech, bio nanotech, or only nanotech, or electromagnetic.
Correct. So just to get back to the story, these 2 slides you just went over in great detail, and it's beautifully done.
Very quickly. I had like, they were pressuring me. Aga Wilson was like almost pushing me on the microphone. And
did you get to present these 2 slides fully at the meeting? No. Okay, so I'm very glad that we did that, and we can continue to talk about it. But I want to get to the point where you were interrupted. And I would like to take a moment right now, if you'll just bear with me. I'm going to ask the producer to roll the tape of about 30 seconds when Ryan Cole jumped back on the stage. He was not part of your panel. He was not your moderator, but he just took it upon himself somehow to jump at the podium, and you got back up out of your chair and confronted him. Let's take a look at that clip right now.
And again, people can disagree, and this is fine, but from what we've looked at, there are no nanochips. There is absolutely no graphene oxide in the hundreds of vials we've looked at.
I don't agree.
You don't have to agree, but clinical wait.
This is the first person that spoke the truth in this whole conference.
Well, no, this is ethical to have a disagreement. I said I respect that you did a beautiful presentation.
No, this is a lie.
Analysis I've done. I've worked at a microscope for 26 years and seen 500,000.
You're not an expert of nanoparticles and of oxide graphene. You cannot be an expert of
your life to tell the truth to this congregation.
I don't understand. We have to work together with the experts.
We agree in the freedom movement. Jared agrees, I agree, Clint agrees.
That's not true.
Because it's not useful to our cause to put red herrings out there, and that's why 99. It's not relevant.
Your sports car in your boots, sir.
It's not my sports car. That was a joke. But at the end of the day, to focus on.
Okay, so this is what happened. I want to know what happened after that, Dr. Astrid. Because the film the video kind of cuts off. Thank God somebody in the audience had their phone. That's the source of my book that I wrote, A Sea of New Media, to capture it. So what happened after that?
I want to say what happened before, because they cut my microphone. And this is, I'm diplomatic enough to not show, but next time I will be different. I will speak up. But so what happened, they asked us to sit because we had a debate. And Ryan Cole comes up, which he was not on this panel, and he had spoken already in the morning about this mRNA spike. So I thought, what the heck is he doing? I watched him, and when he started to say there is no oxide graphene, I had this feeling in me, Astrid, you have to stand up and go and contradict him. You cannot let him do this in front of 800 people or 1,000. So I stood up.
Bravo.
And I went to him, and he did not want to let me speak. You can see that. Mm-hmm. The first thing I said is, it is not ethical what you're doing, because you don't come and interrupt a colleague speaking in a speech where you're invited and you have not been invited on stage.
Correct.
And so he has been, this is a question we can talk about after, because who pushed him up also.
Sure.
But anyway, so
we'll save that for after talk.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, nobody stopped him. So I thought I have to go and stop him myself. So I went, I tried to be diplomatic and light, like I tried to be. And I said, it's not ethical. And then I said, I have to take a shortcut, but this guy is not going to let me speak. So I had already thought, because it's not the first time I have a problem with Ryan Cole. So I said,
tell us.
No, now after.
Well, we want to hear
Yeah,
it.
I can tell him it's not the first time, because he has been in Oslo conference behind my back, because I had already showed some of the slides, and I talk always of oxide graphene. It's a proof. So he went behind my back during a tour we were doing with the speakers, saying, "Look at the pictures. It is sand. It is look the Hydra vulgaris doesn't exist. Look, it is just a."
What
He
is
was
he
saying stupid
doing?
things,
What
and
is he
I
doing?
heard him, and I
Wow.
called my friend Alexandra Henrion-Code. And I was so upset. I said to her, "Don't listen to this guy. He's not an expert. What is he doing? He's how you say, bashing me behind my back and trying to destroy the narrative with the speakers. I mean, he has an agenda, or what is going on?"
So
and
he
she said, "Oh, but you don't."
Yeah, he definitely has an agenda. I'm sorry. What was her
Yes,
response?
but she said, "No, but you don't have a proof." I said, "Of course I have proof." And I said, I confronted her, because I will confront a lot of people. I said, if you can say today that you deny oxide graphene, tomorrow nobody's going to believe you, because it means that you have followed those guys and you're a liar. So she got scared. It's her friend, so I could say that. But now she's very careful. But this group is taking her with, because she's a specialist of mRNA. But anyway, so I saw that. Also, what I saw at the press conference just in Stockholm, we were all there. The journalists ask questions, and one of them says, "What can we tell people online to do because they got vaccinated?" And some people made comments, and then I went right to the point. I said, "Listen, tell them to make a D-dimer test to go and see if they have microthrombosis and microcoagulation, and if they have, go and directly in emergency clean your blood." And Ryan was two people beside, and he was nodding his head like this, in front of everybody. And I watched him. I said, "This guy is really trying to diminish what I say. I have to be careful with him." So 2 incidents already happened with him. So I knew he was after me to censor me and to
he's not
discriminate.
Yeah, I don't think he's after you personally, but you are very brave and outspoken. What he's after is the control over of a narrative that denies what's in these materials, and that has been found by literally hundreds of experts, microscopy experts all over the world. Dr. Gita Bartala in Austria, Dr. Philippe van Welbergen in the UK, Dr. Zandre Batha in Johannesburg. I mean, it just is endless, and hundreds under them. And I've spoken with a number of them and featured them and their materials over and over again. So that's what told me immediately I know he was up to something. And I have to tell you that after this happened and this video got out, thank God, I posted it on all my social media. He came after me and attacked me personally, called me screwed up on Twitter. He called me drunk, that I must have been drunk, and that I was a grifter. So it's very, very sad, because for some reason he's either under pressure, maybe someone's threatened him. I don't have any sympathy for that, because that means you have no courage. Look at you putting your name on the line to get the truth out, and he's living his life to try to block what hundreds of researchers and scientists have found. So he's
discrediting people in a very lousy way. He's actually shooting in his feet, because he looks lousy. He is not behaving correctly in the bar. I thought, what's going on with his life? I mean, he has a problem, and I heard he has to, close his lab, that he has a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But he shows a face, showing pictures of his nice farm, of his children. But behind him, I hear him comment, and I'm like, oh, there is. So there is there's something psychological. He's not well. So I can have compassion, but there no, because listen, you don't discredit someone in public when you're not asked. This is the worst thing you can do, really. So I told him, you are not an expert, and you're not an expert neither in nanoparticle, neither in nanotech.
That was
this
great.
Is a large spectrum. You have to have microscopes. You have to know how to analyze. I've seen many here who pretend what to see in a microscope. They have not a clue.
Well, let's clarify.
It's such a specialized area.
You made a very important point when you said to him, you're not an expert in nanoparticles, and I'll tell you why. Because it's not apples and apples. The researchers at La Quinta Columna used from day one an electron microscope. Now Cole Cole is a forensic pathologist, so he looks through a microscope at tissue samples, right, at normal magnification.
Biological.
Correct. And to your point that you nailed him on stage, which was perfect. You're not an expert in this. He's never provided a report of his work through an electron microscope. He's never written a report of these hundreds. He said 100. Then later on, he said hundreds of vials, right? Where's your report, Dr. Cole? Where's your chain of custody? Did you maintain the temperature below zero? How did you warm it? Did you warm it to room temperature, to body temp? How did you do your analysis? Where's your methodology, Dr. Cole? So, Dr. Astrid, you nailed him perfectly on stage when you said, I'm sorry, but you are not. You might be an expert in some areas, but you're not an expert in lipid nanoparticles, which is highly specialized, and you're not an expert. Even La Quinta Columna, Dr. Comper, they were humble in what they were finding, and as they moved along, and they were looking through an electron microscope, right?
Yeah, and he's not humble. He says, "I know." Like, you never say that in science. You mention people, you respect your colleagues, and for having worked with engineers in tech, engineering and electricity is such a specialized area that even it cannot look for it, because someone who doesn't know cannot look for something he doesn't know.
That's
in the research,
true.
It's clear you're biased by what you're looking at and not by what you're not looking at. So for me, it's clear since the first day that he's not an expert, and he shows his slides in his talks. I saw him in Oslo, and someone else, beside my colleague, and she said, but he never shows his work. And I said, oh, and did he show it in Stockholm? No. No,
he never shows. So here's another thing, and I'm going to have my producer put this up on the screen. This is another tweet at 10 to 1 in the morning that he did on the 28th. And he said, replying to @RealJaneRuby, I'm the only one in the correct lane, not all the wannabe amateurs. Scientists don't speak that way. None of us are the only one of anything.
He's
right?
A bit megalomaniac there. I think he's getting off the roofs here. He's not. He has to be careful with himself, because he's discrediting himself. The more is the Streisand. It's the Streisand effect. This Streisand effect. The more you try to discredit and to attack someone, the more you know.
Yes.
So it's not the nice side he's showing, and instead of excusing himself and being humble, he's choosing the dark path, I would say.
So, Dr. Astrid, getting back to your slide deck, especially these two really incredible, these are wake-up slides for the world of what's coming. And they can connect already, because much of what you've laid out has happened and is happening, right? So they should have...
Yeah, and it's a synthesis. I have the data behind. I always want to make sure that people understand. I'm used to do reports and then training on this. I have reports, so for lawyers and stuff. So I wanted to make sure.
That's what I was going to ask you. Where other than we can try to put it up on the show notes as a PDF, but where can people find your work? Where do you post? I know you're on Telegram, but help us. So tell me all the places they can find you and where they can find this particular slide deck, because I'm sure you want this slide deck all over the world.
Yeah, first, I am keeping them normally for copyright, because I'm preparing a synthesis of everything I do, or an expansion rather of what I show. But given the situation, I'm going to distribute it to everybody. With Del Bigtree, I also showed it to him.
Be careful.
Of the version.
Be careful with him.
No,
with Cole.
For me, he's been very good.
Be careful. I'm telling you. I'm warning you.
I think he's okay. Really, he never did something that is suspicious. But Ryan, yes, Ryan.
But they hang out together. They're always. Yeah, but they do.
You can drink beers with your worst enemy. It's.
I'm just saying. And Dr. Binder. Dr. Binder. Yeah. He had a comment in Twitter. He said to me, "Oh, come on, Jane." He said, "Dr. Astrid is given to be like," he used the word agitated.
Oh, who
And I
is
wrote,
Bender?
Thomas Binder is a German
Oh, but
physician.
I know him.
Yes, you do. And you know what I said
Because-
back to him on Twitter?
Yeah.
I said, interesting that when a woman is strong and calls people out, she's agitated. But when a man does it, he's a leader.
Well, talking about an agitated guy, he was arrested and he is very agitated.
What?
So, yes, he was arrested so he makes a lot of fuss out of this. But he is in the group who is actually censoring me with Ryan Cole. He's in a group called COVID for Ethics. I was on this group and I left because they
Me
have
too.
nothing ethical.
Me too.
They do. I told them, Palmer, Binder, and even Bhakti, I told him, listen, this is not a group of ethics. I'm an expert in ethics. There's nothing ethical. You are censoring oxide graphene group. And the group who I managed to provoke to make a second group, but they censored them so much that I think it crushed. I left. It was too much conflict. They never wanted to listen another opinion. So this for me is clear. When I have a bad feeling because they're not open to discussion like the top expertise groups are, they are not educated to be in a group international to discuss the solution for the world. So for me, it is clear that those people will not be, I will not go again in conferences like that. So the group COVID for Ethics, sorry, no. Ryan Cole, no, sorry, no. Children Health Defense has also people that I'm sorry, they were bashing on me in Stockholm.
Yep.
I have a witness.
Red flag, red flag. Yep.
Yeah, a witness who wrote me a witness paper. And there were two women that I know, Orsolia and Maria, a doctor from Austria, and Orsolia from the...
Oh, Dr. Maria Hogue?
Yes. And also Orsalia Girov or something like that. And they both were saying, stop her, she's going to discredit us.
Wow.
And I have the verbatim.
Yeah,
and this woman knows very well, she's a translator, she knows, she was there by chance. She came to tell me that. I said, can you write it down? Yes. So this is really, there are people, and this woman, Maria, you can see her in the video, she went down to tell Aga to stop me, and she with Orsalia are also discrediting me. So okay, bye-bye. It's okay.
And let me get something straight really quick. Did she stop you, or did she say no, I won't stop, Astrid?
Well, I would say that if it was not Aga, that she would have been bullying me much more, but Aga knows me and she knows that I would not have accepted that. And I said to her, no, you need to give me 10 more minutes. I have not finished, and they cut me off 15 minutes at least.
But she did try, and you said, listen, I need more time. I was cut.
Yes. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Dr. Astrid, we have to end here. This is, I want people to stay for after talk, and we can talk about the rest of the bad suspects that are trying to block all of this. And so thank you so much for being with me today and for telling the story, telling the truth. Somebody paid me an incredible compliment after this thing happened in Sweden. They said, wait till you meet her. She's just like you, fiery, and she tells the truth and she's not afraid. And I thought, wow, there's somebody else like me. But anyway, it's been an honor and a pleasure. Promise you'll come back.
Yes, I will always work with people, and with experts like you, because that's how the world is going to change. It's not by people who censor us like they're censoring us.
That's right.
They're the same as the others. So no,
that's right.
Of course.
Okay, so sit tight, because Dr. Astrid is going to go over to After Talk with me, and you'll find that on my Rumble. And so don't look for that the next day after this show. Thanks for being with me. This is Dr. Jane Ruby. I'll be back with some parting words momentarily. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and in light of the recent events, your continued support means everything to myself and my employees. To thank you, we're having the biggest sale ever on all MyPillow bedding. Get MyPillow bed sheets for as low as $29.98, a set of pillowcases for only $9.98. In this economy, instead of buying a new bed, rejuvenate your bed with a MyPillow mattress topper for as low as $99.99. We also have blankets in a variety of sizes, colors, and styles, like plush, waffle, or gossamer, for as low as $29.98. We even have pet blankets from small size to the ones for your car. Get huge discounts on duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to mypillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get huge discounts on all MyPillow bedding, including MyPillow bed sheets, for as low as $29.98. Get all your shopping in while quantities last. Please order now.
Well, Dr. Stuckelberger is going to be publishing her full slide deck that was preempted at the meeting in Sweden last week. She safeguarded the entire slide deck, she told me, and much more evidence that she says she has, and she's put it in several places for safekeeping. We were fortunate enough to see some of the key slides that she says she was blocked from presenting. What's going on in this world when people want to block the truth? Don't they understand there's not going to be a world left for them if they participate in this evil? Well, I hope you continue to follow her. I've put her Telegram channel link in my show notes below, and from there you can follow the rest of her great work and all of her attempts to get the truth out. I want to thank you for being with me tonight, for supporting the Dr. Jane Ruby Show and everything that I'm doing. I'm blessed because of all of you. Follow me on Telegram, where I break the medical news of the day at t.me/Dr. Jane Ruby. And of course on my own Rumble channel, where you'll see after talk, coffee chats, special interviews, premium content, always for free, never a charge. And go to my rumble.com/Dr. Jane Ruby for that. Also, Getter, Gab, Twitter, and Truth Social. Most of you know I was notified this week by my attorneys that Robert Malone is going full forward with his $25 million defamation lawsuit against me. He wants to destroy me. He wants to hurt my family that's innocent in all of this. Take my home, whatever. Hard to believe someone who's supposedly on our side and wants to save people would do this. Now that it is an active lawsuit, please do whatever you can to support me. Your prayers, of course, first and foremost. And please consider going to givesendgo.com/protect Dr. Jane. Any donation is a blessing and will help me through this. Thank you for standing with me in this horrific situation. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Don't miss my coffee chat tomorrow morning, and I'll see you back here on Monday night for the Dr. Jane Ruby Show. God bless you all.